Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
So much of life these days is rushing around from one place to another. Sometimes you just want to enjoy the journey on the way to the destination. And part of what makes it a little more enjoyable is an appreciation for the folks who help you get there. At Ingalls, we know that the people who send you on your way are the same ones who keep you coming back.
I think you should take it for a spin. Are you serious?
Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
My name is Trent Gibson. I play basketball here and I'm a sophomore. I chose Tusculum because of the family atmosphere that's given. As soon as I walked on campus, I was embraced. And also just because of the academics. I feel like I'm pushed every day to be my best.
Johnson City Toyota is the #1 Toyota dealership in the Tri-Cities because we make buying simple. First, we discount every vehicle every day, and we stand behind what we sell with a lifetime warranty. For more, simply go to johnsоncitytoyota.com.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
The first date. Only one chance to make that first impression. Don't worry, this might be new for you, but Ingalls has been there before. From flowers to the freshest ingredients, we have everything you need to put your best foot forward.
I'm so sorry.
Remember, you can't get to happily ever after without once upon a time. Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
So we welcome you back into Pioneer Arena, Game 2 of our doubleheader. Game 1, if you're just joining us. Let's take a look at the starting five for the Anderson Trojans at 7-4 on the year, winners of 3 straight, 2-3 in the league. It'll be Sean Bernard, the 5'11", fifth-year senior out of Mobile, Alabama, the Faith Academy High School. Quinn Nottingham, the newcomer of the year, give him the award right now. He's averaging 22.8 points per contest, coming off a 36-point game against LR. The 6-foot junior out of Champaign, Illinois. Alex Keel, the 6'2 junior from Oviedo, Florida. And I always say that wrong. Oviedo, Florida, right? I think. Anyway, the Union University transfer for the Anderson Trojans. Satchel Hester's been red hot of late, the 6'7 sophomore out of Lexington, North Carolina, North Davidson High School. And Jason Edwards, the third-year sophomore out of Sydney, Australia, the 6'10 senior. For Coach Jeff Brookman in his fifth year at Anderson, 55-73, was phenomenal at Spartanburg Methodist before taking the job at Anderson for Jason Taylor, who's now at Newberry. But Jeff Brookman's career against Tusculum, he's 6-3. For the Pioneers, they're 9-4 on the year. They're 4-1 in the league, winners of 3 straight. They'll start Justin Mitchell, the 6'5 freshman out of Lexington, Kentucky. Josh Scott, the 6'5 freshman out of Pompano Beach, Florida. Brandon Mitchell, the 6'7 junior from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Trenton Gibson, the freshman of the year last year, the 6'4 sophomore out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And Tariq Jenkins, who's been doing it all here of late. The 6'2 senior out of Riverdale, Georgia, has been 15th in the league in scoring in his last 5. He's shooting 57% from the field as well, averaging 17.6 points per contest. And oh, by the way, he was named the Applebee's Athlete of the Month. So congratulations to Tariq Jenkins. The Pioneers coached by J.T. Burton in his second year with 25 wins with Tusculum, in his 8th year overall, 120 wins, 0-2 all-time against the Anderson Trojans. The Pioneers assisted by Zach Holt and Justin Chartrand, and we're glad you could be with us here from Pioneer Arena. Our officials, Jeffrey Brooks, David Russell, and Jonathan Barber. As Jeffrey steps center circle, throws the ball into the air. The tip is won emphatically by Brandon Mitchell. We're underway as it's gathered by Justin Mitchell of the Pioneers. Brian Staten, courtside, our game station engineer. On the radio end is the executive producer of the Pioneer Sports Network, Nathan Humbert. On the TV end, producing our show today is Nick Forsberg, getting some great assistance by Zach Hartle today. The Pioneers and the opening jumper for Mitchell in the paint is off the mark, no good. We're underway as Anderson with their first possession after the rebound. Quinn Nottingham into the front court will give it up to Sean Bernard. Boy, if he had been healthy last year to play with this Anderson team, how good would they have been? Little quick turnaround by Jason Edwards at 6'10". That's off the mark and no good. Rebounded by the Pioneers. This will be Trenton Gibson. He'll go right to the rim, draw the foul on Nottingham, who then goes tumbling into the padding, the new padding here at Pioneer Arena. And it will be a foul on Nottingham. It'll be his first and the team's first. So we'll see how it goes for the Pioneer men. The women had an exhibition game with the new rims, the new backboards. It looks sharp. It's great. We got the imaging, the logos. We got some of the branding as well there on all that stuff. But it's the first game for the Pioneers with these new rims. And it seemed to have affected the women in game number 1 as they just could not connect on anything. Actually, pretty much a struggle and a labor of love shooting the basketball all game. Trenton Gibson at the free throw line, though, makes the first 2. And we are off and running. Justin Mitchell diving on the floor after a loose ball. I don't know who they're going to get here. They're going to get Justin Mitchell for the foul. Justin will pick up his first, team foul number 1 on the Pioneers. Just diving onto the floor, committing the foul. So Anderson backcourt. Pioneers kind of jumped into a surprise press here. Nottingham losing the basketball, regathering it, then taking it across the stripe is picked up there by Tariq Jenkins. On the dribble drive into the paint, takes a tough runner. That one is no good, but a second chance opportunity for the Trojans. Bernard with it back out to the top of the key. Bernard picked up by Brandon Mitchell, top of the key. He'll drive it into the rim and then fade away for a 2-pointer. That one's off the mark and no good, and the rebound is finally gathered by Mitchell. Tariq Jenkins sporting a new hairdo. Will take it into the front court, right to the rim and in. Just Tariq Jenkins being Tariq Jenkins. 4-0 Pioneers with the press. Josh Scott with the steal, right to the rim, missing. Rebounded taken by Anderson and into the hands. Into the front court to Alex Keel. He'll pull up from the foul line and rim it in good. Alex Keel with the jumper. So 4-2 after the miss right at the rim for the Pioneers. Got to make those. Especially after the steal, you come and you jumped into a full court press. Jenkins on the drive, right to the rim is no good. Then Brandon Mitchell with his dunk attempt on the putback is no good. Mitchell then gathering himself in the lane. He'll put it up and in. On the inbound, Anderson. Nottingham across the stripe. Frustrated as he brings it into the front court. Boy, he's expended a lot of energy to get into the front court as well. He's huffing and puffing. Nottingham with it right now on the left wing. Drives in and puts up a high arcing shot, no good. Rebounded by Edwards. His putback is no good, and the rebound is loose, and it's picked up by the Pioneers. Trenton Gibson with it across the stripe. Been pretty physical here early. Like to see that continue. So in the front court, this will be Tariq Jenkins. Jenkins to Justin Mitchell. Mitchell. Josh Scott, he'll fake a 3. Here's Jenkins on the right wing, 10 to shoot. He'll pull up from 18 feet. That one is no good. Rebounded by Brandon Mitchell for the Pioneers. Brandon gives it up to Justin Mitchell, top of the key. Trent Gibson. Trenton pull-up two-pointer is off the mark, no good. And the rebound by Sean Bernard. Long pass up ahead. Beautiful pass to Keel. And back deep was Trenton Gibson, who knocks the ball out of play. Gibson got back to defend the fast break attempt after the missed pull-up jumper. Tusculum is open 2 for 8 from the field. Anderson 1 for 6. Pioneers lead 6-2. Bernard on the inbound for the Trojans. Left side, Nottingham. He'll step in, rejected from behind by Brandon Mitchell. Nottingham frustrated. Across the stripe into the front court, this will be Gibson. Gibson. Brandon Mitchell in the paint from 16 feet is good. Brandon Mitchell, such a good player. He started it with the block. 8-2, Tusculum. Pioneers come with pressure after the made bucket. Bernard finding Nottingham, dumping it down low to Edwards. Edwards may have walked. He did. Traveling violation to give the ball right back to the Pioneers, where Caleb Hodnett and Dylan Smith will check in for Tusculum. Great energy, great effort out of Josh Scott along with Justin Mitchell to start this game. Now a couple of seniors back in. The graduate Caleb Hodnett, Dylan Smith, the Montlow State transfer out of Lexington, Tennessee. 8-2 Tusculum. Left side front court with it. This is going to be Trenton Gibson. Gibson, Caleb Hodnett, baseline three. Bang! Caleb Hodnett right off the bench. That's instant offense. And that continues the three-point streak for this Pioneer team. Quickly into the front court comes Jordan Jeffries. Jeffries to Keel into the paint. Little runner is stolen away by Caleb Hodnett. Hodnett continued that streak for the Pioneers of 905 games in the last 906 with at least a three-pointer. Missed shot, but there's Mitchell for the offensive rebound, and he's fouled, which will take us to a timeout on the floor. We'll take the break and return right after this. 15:43 to play here in this first half of play. Very early, but Tusculum 11, Anderson 2. Pioneer basketball will continue after this on the Pioneers Sports Network.
Tusculum University is Tennessee's first university. Established in 1794, Tusculum's beautiful campus is nestled in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Students from 31 states and 15 countries have found a home here. With nearly 60 areas of study, Tusculum can help you pioneer your path to success. Visit www.tusculum.edu or call 423-636-7300 to discover the Pioneer experience for yourself.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
It's fine. It'll...
11-2 Tusculum, 4 of 11 from the field, 36%, but 8 rebounds, 4 of them offensive boards. 1 of 7 for Anderson to start the contest, and Brandon Mitchell goes to the free throw line and knocks in the first free throw. He's first in the conference, 19th in the country in offensive rebounds, and Brandon Mitchell in this contest already with 6 rebounds and 4 offensive rebounds. Second in the league in block shots. He misses the second, and it's rebounded by Anderson. So the Trojans with the basketball as the Pioneers have their largest lead very early in the game. Alex Keel across the stripe will hand it off to Sean Bernard. Bernard with it to Jeffries. Jeffries to Bernard, watched by Tariq Jenkins. And getting a Mac Burgett screen. In the paint, Burgett on a little pick and roll, puts it up. Mac Burgett, the 6'7" freshman out of Richmond, Virginia. 12-4 Tusculum. Tariq Jenkins, Caleb Hodnett on the top of the key. This will be Brandon Mitchell driving on Burgett, up off the glass, banks it in. And Brandon Mitchell off to a great start. You get him going early, usually spells doom for the opposition. Well, it's not like D-O-O-M, it's just like unlucky. Into the corner, this will be Keel, and Keel will fake a three, drive baseline, nearly step out of bounds, but he stayed in. 14-4, Tusculum with the advantage. Right side, Jordan Jeffries. In the corner is Bernard. Skip it, Keel. Bounce pass on the right side. Jeffries' little floater is good. From the right elbow, just kind of got a little lucky there as he just kind of flicked it up there as the shot clock was expiring. Good defensive set for the Pioneers. Better finish for Anderson. Hodnett on the top of the key, picked up there by Satchel Hester. On the right side, Trenton Gibson. Hodnett right into the lane, lost it going up. It's saved by Jeffries, who was out of bounds, though, as he touches the ball, stepping on the inline. It was one of those patented drives by Hodnett where I thought, well, he's going to throw that thing down. Almost did. Into the contest will come Cam King. And that's going to give Brandon Mitchell a breather. What a great start from Mitchell. 7 points, 3 of 5 from the floor, 5 minutes of play, 6 rebounds. In overtime, the Carson-Newman Eagles have knocked off Catawba, giving them their first loss of the year. So the loss by Tusculum only keeps them 1 game back in the conference standings, but it puts Catawba-Anderson in a tie now for number 1 in the league, which means that a win by Tusculum today would have put them in that tie. Gibson on the wraparound attempt, can't get the shot up, and it's a shot clock violation against the Pioneers. So a 14-6 Pioneer lead. Tusculum 5 of 12 from the floor, Anderson 3 for 9. And the Pioneers with more backcourt pressure. Long pass front court, Jeffries 3-on-1 break. Keel is caught on the baseline, it's stolen. Good job by the Pioneer defense, forcing another turnover. No-look pass, King, he can't hang on to it. It's off of Anderson, out of play. Sean Bernard had to go off his leg. Into the contest will come Keyston Brown. Getting some increased minutes here over the last couple of games. And a defensive win against UVA Wise that come from behind win. He was key down the stretch defensively for the Pioneers, getting stops. Gibson a three. Bang! Trenton Gibson from the corner. 17-6 Pioneers. 13.5 to play, first half. Jordan Jeffries across the stripe, the junior out of Burlington, North Carolina. Hester. Jeffries back to Hester. In the corner, here's Keel. Keel, watched by Brown, back to the top of the key. Right side, Bernard. Bernard into the baseline, into the paint, and Hester has the ball knocked away as Brown came late and will be whistled for the personal foul. So it'll send the Trojans to the free throw line as Keyston Brown will pick up his first, team foul number 2. So to the free throw line will go Satchel Hester, the sophomore, who has been pretty hot here of late. Who is hot? Satchel Hester has been 13 of 22 from the field, 59% over the last 2 games, including 5 of 12 from long range and averaging 16 points a game in that stretch. Missing on the first opportunity, though, 69% from the free throw line. When it comes to the best combined basketball records in the state of Tennessee, Tusculum in Division II is number 2 in the state, right behind Lee, as the men and women, both with 9 wins. The men with 4 losses, the women with 2, combined 18-6 record, just behind that of Lee University. Of all colleges and universities in the state of Tennessee, they only trail Lee, Memphis, and Tennessee. They rank 4th in the state by their combined records. So a tremendous start for both the men's and the women's team. Cam King can't finish at the rim. Anderson with the basketball. They run it into the front court as Nottingham is back on the floor for the Trojans. Down the lane, this runner is up and off the rim and in. Mac Bergen. 17-9. Tusculum across the mark into the front court. Gibson, Keyston Brown. Brown, Dylan Smith fakes a 3, then takes a 3. Makes a 3, Dylan Smith. That's a bang. 20-9 as Bergen at the other end, missing the layup. Rebound taken away by the Pioneers as they beat the press that time. Gibson, inside outside to Brown. Hodnett, step back 3. No good. Rebounded by Cam King for the Pioneers. Back out to the top of the key. Here's Dylan Smith. Boy, needed to see that three go down for Dillon, especially here at home. Here at home, Dillon has really struggled shooting the three ball. Right side, Hodnett. 5 to shoot. Inside, Cam King. No, missing. Getting it back, putting it in. 22-9, Tusculum. They have their largest lead. Nottingham in the backcourt. No pressure this time by the Pioneers as Bernard will bring it across the stripe. A little something in this game, I think. And Nottingham not ready for the pass from Bernard. Off his fingertips, out of play, which will take us to a timeout on the floor. So we'll take the break. 11:19 to play in the first half, where it's Tusculum at 22 and Anderson 9. Pioneer basketball will continue after this on the Pioneers Sports Network.
We are in Granger County, Tennessee, here at Pierce Farms, and the Pierce family has been working with Ingalls for over 30 years. It means a great deal supplying produce as a local farmer. It really touches base knowing that we're just simple people just trying to help, and we love what we do, and Ingalls is a huge part of helping us do it. Farming is who we are, and it's in our blood. God has really blessed us with the sun and the soil to grow the best tomatoes you'll find anywhere. I believe it's really in the soil. So if you're in Granger County and you farm tomatoes, then you're in. It's just a great blessing on us to actually farm and be able to farm and to supply tomatoes to people. And Ingalls really cares about family farms like Pierce Farms, and they really care about their customers. We're just glad to be a part of that. God has blessed us with a really great partnership there. They make fresh local produce have real meaning for lots of people. I'm Shane Pierce, and this is my Ingalls story.
So we welcome you back into Pioneer Arena, where the Pioneers hold the advantage by the largest lead, 22-9 right now for the Pioneers. Caleb Hodnett will inbound. Adrian Cohen will see the floor for the first time here in the game. Cohen with the basketball into the front court. Cohen on the left wing. Keyston Brown will pull up for a three off the dribble. Bang! Keyston Brown. And making shots, the name of the game, right? 25-9 to Pioneers. 9 of 19 from the field, 4 of 5 from 3 in the game. Hester back out to Nottingham. They have pestered him. They reject him once again. Ball's on the floor, picked up by Jeffries. Bernard with it at the top of the key to Jeffries. Jeffries on the left wing. Hester. Into the corner is Nottingham. And he's going to take a poke to the face, and the foul will go against Caleb Hodnett. So Hodnett's going to pick up number 1, team foul number 3. So Nottingham appears to be okay. That's good news for the Trojans. Top scorer in the league, 21st in the country at 22.8 per contest. Edwards on the inbound. Bernard. Into the paint to Edwards, shoots over King, who just stood his ground, but commits the foul on Jason Edwards. Frustrating foul for Cam King. I can buy that. That'll be his first. Team foul number 4. It really was just kind of standing there straight up, and Edwards kind of got him. Pioneers on an 8-0 run. Anderson has not scored in the last 2:02. We'll see if that changes as Edwards goes to the free throw line, who has not missed a free throw this year. And he still has not missed a free throw this year. He has missed a free throw now this year. Was 5 for 5. But he misses the second. Pioneers lead 25-10. Cohen into the front court for the Pioneers. Dylan Smith. Cohen on the right wing. And this ball knocked away by Jeffries, who goes 2 rows deep, jumping his own bench, knocking the ball away. Pioneers have opened 4 of 5 from 3. I'm not saying they can't make threes. I'm just saying from three-point territory this year, this team has shot 29%. Of course, they has limited teams to just 26%. Keyston Brown, Adrian Cohen. Brown, deep 3. No. That one was way downtown from Joyce range. And then a whistle and a foul will go against Caleb Hodnett. For 2 on him, and the 5th on the Pioneers. I mean, Braille didn't even bother to check where he was, but he basically could have sat down in the second row in the stands and ate some popcorn from where he took that shot. Jeffries at 3 is good. So Jeffries knocks down the 3 ball. And it's 25-13. Anderson showing a little life after a slow start. 5 of 13 from the field. They have hit their only 3 attempt of the game to this point. Keyston Brown on the left wing. Dylan Smith. Right side, top of the key, Smith. And he's going to lose it. Just fumbled it away on the dribble. Here comes Bernard on the run into the front court. Jeffries, he'll take another 3. This one rims off, no good. Cam King secures the rebound for the Pioneers. Into the hands of Cohen. We go to 9 minutes to play in the first half. It's 25-13, Tusculum. Smith in the paint to Cam King. King back to Smith. Pioneers facing his own right now. Here's Hodnett in the paint. Jumper over Edwards is good. 27-13. Tusculum with the advantage. Nottingham into the front court. Jeffries, that way with the walk there. Bernard, Hatchell is going to be stolen away by the Pioneers. A turnover by Anderson. Cohen trying to run the route. It's going to be an offensive foul. Jeffries got to the spot apparently. Adrian Cohen's going to pick up his first, team foul number 6. It could have been that he may have lowered the shoulder. I would have to get another look at that, which don't have the access to that. So that's tough. 27-13 Tusculum. It acts as a turnover. It's the 3rd of the game for the Pioneers. 6 turnovers for Anderson. Bernard into the corner. Nottingham left open. Usually a mistake, but he misses it from the corner. Rebounded by Cam King. For Nottingham, though, he started the game now 0 for 4. Make that 0 for 5. That's his first 3 attempt. Cohen sealed into King. King out of a double team. And Wilkins and Brown were both in the same area. They thought it was for each other. No communication and a turnover. So the Pioneers a little stagnant on offense last couple of series. So that will bring Tariq Jenkins along with Trenton Gibson and Brandon Mitchell back on the floor. Mitchell off to the great start in the game. 7 points, 6 rebounds, 4 of them offensive boards. 27-13 Tusculum. We are now under 8 minutes to play in the first half. As Anderson slowly working their way back into this one. Jeffries into the paint. Nottingham got away with the walk. Edwards in the paint. Reverse is good. 27-15. It's a 6-2 spurt right now for the Anderson Trojans. Brandon Mitchell from the left elbow. Back out Gibson. In the corner is Tariq Jenkins. Little floater. Baseline is too strong. And the rebound comes down to Jeffries. Diagonal pass front court on the sprint will be Mason Carver. He'll slow it up. Wait for Bernard. Bernard on the left wing. So quick, so fast. Jeffries at the top of the key. Bernard from the three-point line. 15 to shoot for Anderson. Jeffries, left wing 3 ball. This one off the mark, no good. And the rebound comes down to the Pioneers. Dylan Smith will run it into the front court. Great energy to start this game for the Pioneers. We've kind of hit a wall over the last couple of moments. 10 of 22 from the field. Missed our last, 3? Left side front court, this will be Dylan Smith. Smith, Tariq Jenkins. Jenkins to Gibson. Gibson, Brandon Mitchell. And Gibson will settle for a 3. That one's off the mark and no good. And the rebound to Edwards of Anderson. Another good stop for Anderson. That zone causing problems for the Pioneers. Nottingham rejected by Mitchell. Then the loose ball picked up by Edwards. Nottingham cannot finish as Brandon Mitchell with another rejection. Gibson with a great spin move, and he's taken to the floor by Edwards, and he'll be at the free throw line when we return right after this. 6:20 to play in the first half. It's Tusculum 27 and Anderson 15. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Pioneers lead 27-15, shooting 44% here in the first half. Anderson 6 of 19, 32%. Tusculum led by the 7.7 rebound effort by Brandon Mitchell. And then balanced the rest of the way, like 5 from Trent Gibson with 4 rebounds, 5 points by Caleb Hodnett quickly off the bench, 3 points for Dylan Smith off the bench. Keyston Brown with 3 points as well. At the free throw line will go Trenton Gibson, makes the first free throw opportunity, 79.5, 80% this year. 27th in the league in scoring at 12.8 points per contest. His career against Anderson is pretty good. 16 points a game, 7.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists in his 2 games against Anderson. Pioneers with the return of the press. Nottingham into the front court nicely. Into the paint is Matthew Brown, or pardon me, Mac Burgett, who has stayed on the floor. Bernard with the 3, that's in and out, no good. The rebound is tipped up, and Dykwavis Wilkins will control it. And will be a whistle and a foul to stop play will go against Anderson. And the foul will go against Burgett. That'll be number 1 on him. Only the 4th on Anderson. Tusculum has not made a field goal in the last 3 minutes. Anderson's 1 for their last 7. 29-15 Pioneers. Dykwavis Wilkins, 15-foot baseline is short. And Jordan Jeffries with the rebound. Into the front court to Bernard. Bernard, a blow-by where he attempted to blow by Smith. He could not. Nottingham, pull up in the paint, is no good, and a whistle for a foul. And a whistle for the foul. They're going to call Trent Gibson. I thought they said 33. I can't read lips very well. Nottingham will go to the free throw line where he rips net on the first, 88% on the year. Other men's basketball scores: Queens leading Wise 17-9. LMU leads Newberry 18-8. It's Wingate leading Mars Hill 16-8. LR leading Coker 12-6. Carson Catawba yet to start because of the overtime of the women's game. 29-17. Nottingham has his first 2, and you worry maybe that gets him going. 5:20 to play in the first half. Jenkins. Gibson, play catch on the wings. Gibson spins his way in, out to Jenkins. He'll penetrate, and he'll draw. Oh, it should have been a foul, but they're going to say travel. So a couple of mistakes for Jenkins, but you're with it because he's such a good player, so talented. But it's a 12-point Pioneer lead. They've led by as many as 16. That came at the 11:07 mark. Burgett rejected by Brandon Mitchell. As they beat the press, Mitchell securing the block. Top of the key, Dylan Smith, Pioneers with the basketball. They go down low to Brandon Mitchell, working against Burgett. Mismatch. And Mitchell lost it, but Dykwavis Wilkins picks it up and scores it. Dykwavis Wilkins, 31-17 Pioneers. Here comes the trap on Jeffries. They find the open guy in the paint. Nottingham. Well, the Pioneers recovered defensively nicely. Nottingham with the nice move. Boy, he's so quick. Quick first step for Nottingham, but Trenton Gibson will be whistled for a personal foul here. I thought they whistled the foul on the first time, but this will be Trenton's first. We're going to say 2 shots. If it's 2 shots, then it should have been a traveling because the guy spun and actually took an illegal step. A rare miss at the free throw line, though, for Nottingham. That's the frustrating part. It would have just been an inbound situation. I could have lived with that. But they said it was active shooting. If it was, then he did the spin move and took another step. So that's 3 steps. Anyway. Nobody listens to me anyway. Nottingham makes the second after missing the first. 31-18 Tusculum, 4:20 to the half. Tariq Jenkins will take it across the stripe. I might as well just sit here and eat popcorn when we're shooting free throws because it would do me no good to even talk about it. Illegal screen against the Pioneers. So this will come up against Brandon Mitchell. So after the very hot start for the Pioneers, really kind of slowing down. We did get a field goal on a layup attempt by Dyquavis Wilkins moments ago. Anderson hasn't scored a field goal in the last 3 minutes and 32 seconds. They're 1 for their last 8. They've missed 6 in a row. They have gone to the free throw line the last 2 of the last 3 trips. And here's a steal by Josh Scott just into the game with Justin Mitchell. Into the front court, Tariq Jenkins. Watched by Bernard, who shakes his head, no, you're not going to get me. And he's probably right. Jenkins said, I got you. Scott, straightaway 3, looks off the mark. No, it's banked in. We got Saturday banking hours here at Pioneer Arena. Well, there is an ATM. It's open 24 hours. 34-18, Pioneers. Their largest lead has been 16, which is where it is now. Hester falls to the floor. Jeffries, Pioneers scrambling in the zone. Jeffries down the lane. Mitchell got a piece of it, and he gets the rebound as well. This will be Justin Mitchell to Tariq Jenkins. 3:10 to play in the half. Brandon Mitchell may have just altered that just enough. Dylan Smith back to the top of the key. Tariq Jenkins. Under 3 to play. Jenkins. Little step through in the lane. The floater, no good, short. Rebound taken away by Anderson. As Hester came away with it. Carver to Sean Bernard. Bernard in the paint. Rejected by Brandon Mitchell once again. And that'll take us to a timeout on the floor. We'll take the break. 2:37 to play in the first half. The guys letting them play. It's Tusculum at 34. It's Anderson 18. Pioneer basketball will continue after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
My name is Trenton Gibson. I play basketball here, and I'm a sophomore. I chose Tusculum because the family atmosphere that's given. As soon as I walked on campus, I was embraced. And also just because of the academics. I feel like I'm pushed every day to be my best.
Johnson City Toyota is the #1 Toyota dealership in the Tri-Cities because we make buying simple. First, we discount every vehicle every day, and we stand behind what we sell with a lifetime warranty. For more, simply go to johnsoncitytoyota.com.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
34-18, the Pioneer men with the lead. New sport here at Tusculum opens up on Wednesday. The men's volleyball team will open up their inaugural season here at Tusculum with a Wednesday showdown against King University. Come out Wednesday here to Pioneer Arena, Tusculum and King in men's volleyball. Pioneers open up their career with 4 straight home games. Should be awesome. Anderson basketball, they trail in the game 34-18. They have 5 seconds to shoot. Hester is blocked by Brandon Mitchell, who has been a beast. Leads to a break. Brandon Mitchell at the rim puts it up and in. Brandon Mitchell. Brandon has only been credited with 4 blocks. I've got him for about 6. A turnover here by Anderson. The Pioneers have it right back. 36-18. The Pioneers have their largest lead of the game. Scott for 3. No. Long rebound will come out to Jordan Jeffries. Anderson hasn't scored in 2.5 minutes. They are 1 for their last 11, and they've missed their last 8 shots. Nottingham trying to force one up. That's no good. Rebounded by Justin Mitchell into the hands of Tariq Jenkins. Across the stripe into the front court. Tariq Jenkins on the top of the key will back it out with 1.5 minutes to the half. Impressive first half for this Pioneer team. Usually I'm saying, and I'm begging you to stick around because the second half will promise to be better. I don't know if you can get much better. Brandon Mitchell, Josh Scott, and Mason Carver just holding him off. That's a tough call against Josh Scott. Number 1 on him, down number 10. That's a tough turnover on the Pioneers. They didn't deserve that one. 13-29 shooting for the Pioneers. 6 of 25 for Anderson. Missed their last 9. 1 for their last 12. In the paint, in trouble, and will throw it away. Another turnover. After a horrible turnover by the Pioneers at the other end. Well, a horrible called turnover on the offensive foul. So 1.2 minutes to play. 36-18. Don't forget, Anderson last year ended the game in the final minute on a 10-0 run to shock the Pioneers by 2. Here, that's the last time they played. Jeff Brookman just fist pumping the entire way after that thrilling come from behind victory. It was thrilling, I'll be honest. Josh Scott, baseline pass for Mitchell is short, no good. Rebounded by Burgett. 35 seconds to the half. Nottingham at the top of the key. Here's Bernard. Backdoor look to Burgett is good for 2. Yeah, they found a little seam in that zone. And then got through the shot blockers of both Josh Scott and Brandon Mitchell. 36-20, Tusculum. As into the front court, this is going to be Tariq Jenkins. Jenkins. 5 seconds. And he's going to dribble it off of his shoe out of play. Been a tough first half for Tariq. Just 2 points, 1 of 5 from the floor. 2 assists in 14 minutes. And now Anderson a little chance at momentum here at the end of the first half with 3.5 to play in the half. And they're going to try to set up a first half play. So coming up at the half, a look at this week in Tusculum athletics when the Tusculum Pioneers go to halftime. Don't forget about that. Don't forget, volleyball has their the inaugural season opening up next Wednesday. They take on King University. We'll see how that goes for the Pioneers. The Pioneer basketball teams will be hosting the Alumni Basketball Weekend on February 8th. If you're an alumni basketball player here at Tusculum anytime, including Ralph Horn, make sure you go to the website. Ralph, have somebody go to the website for you and get signed up for the alumni. And we know that you can have a chance to honor you. You have a chance to come see some good basketball Saturday, February 8th against Queens University of Charlotte. Those are some, those will be 2 really good games as well. So the final 3.5, here's Bernard. Step back 2-pointer on the baseline is no good, and that will be the end of the first half of play. Impressive first half for the Pioneers, where yes, they didn't score in the final 2 minutes and 15 seconds, but they shot the ball well. They came out with a little surprise, a little wrinkle, came with the full court press, got Anderson kind of discombobulated a little bit. Anderson closes the half, finishing 1 for their last 11, and the Pioneers will go to the halftime leading by 16, one of their largest leads all time against Anderson at the half. Coming up here at halftime, it's a look at this week in Tusculum athletics, so stay with us. We're at the break where it is Tusculum 36, it is Anderson 20. Pioneer basketball will continue here from Pioneer Arena after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
So much of life these days is rushing around from one place to another. Sometimes you just want to enjoy the journey on the way to the destination. And part of what makes it a little more enjoyable is an appreciation for the folks who help you get there. At Ingalls, we know that the people who send you on your way are the same ones who keep you coming back.
I think you should take it for a spin. Are you serious?
Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
My name is Trent Gibson. I play basketball here and I'm a sophomore. I chose Tusculum because the family atmosphere that's given. As soon as I walked on campus, I was embraced. And also just because of the academics, I feel like I'm pushed every day to be my best.
Johnson City Toyota is the #1 Toyota dealership in the Tri-Cities because we make buying simple. First, we discount every vehicle every day, and we stand behind what we sell with a lifetime warranty. For more, simply go to johnsoncitytoyota.com.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
The first date. Only one chance to make that first impression. Don't worry, this might be new for you, but Ingalls has been there before. From flowers to the freshest ingredients, we have everything you need to put your best foot forward.
I'm so sorry.
Remember, you can't get to happily ever after without once upon a time.
Wow, funny running to
Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division 2. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division 2 and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive to achieve every goal we aim for because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division 2, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
Tusculum University is Tennessee's first university. Established in 1794, Tusculum's beautiful campus is nestled in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Students from 31 states and 15 countries have found a home here. With nearly 60 areas of study, Tusculum can help you pioneer your path to success. Visit www.tusculum.edu or call 423-636-7300 to discover the pioneer experience for yourself.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student-athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student-athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student-athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
It's fine. It'll be okay, okay? Nobody cares about the flowers. Who needs flowers at a wedding?
At Ingalls, we know that the best of plans don't always go according to plan.
My best friend's getting married today and the florist never showed.
That's why we're always there when you need us.
What are their colors?
Purple and cream.
With smiling faces and helping hands.
No one cares. No one cares. You will look great. Flowers are not important. And where is Holly? Have you anyone seen Holly?
And although life will be predictably unpredictable,
let's get you to that wedding.
A curveball is that much more satisfying.
I got the flowers!
When you knock it out of the park.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome!
So when the plan goes out the window and improvisation becomes the order of the day, just remember, that's where the best of memories are made.
All right, they're ready for us.
True story. Ingalls. All the ingredients for family.
Hi, my name is Nicole McMillan, and I played soccer here, and I currently run cross country and track and field. And why I chose Tusculum is definitely because of the coaching staff, but also the faculty in general. Everyone just makes you feel like a family. You walk around campus, you see familiar faces, and it's like a home away from home.
Johnson City Toyota is the #1 Toyota dealership in the Tri-Cities because we make buying simple. First, we discount every vehicle every day, and we stand behind what we sell with a lifetime warranty. For more, simply go to johnsoncitytoyota.com.
Family.
Food's here!
What's it mean to you?
We got lunch.
To us, it means the people you care about, look out for, and yeah, love. Even if you'd never let them hear you say it.
Hey, you're eating hummus?
What's wrong with hummus?
Here at Ingalls, we have everything you need to gather around the table and give each other a hard time. Because that's what families do. Ingalls. All the ingredients for family.
Hello, my name is Jacob Fate, and I'm the Dean of the College of Business at Tusculum University.
My name is Trent Gibson. I play basketball here and I'm a sophomore. I chose Tusculum because of the family atmosphere that's given. As soon as I walked on campus, I was embraced. and also just because of the academics. I feel like I'm pushed every day to be my best.
Johnson City Toyota is the #1 Toyota dealership in the Tri-Cities because we make buying simple. First, we discount every vehicle every day, and we stand behind what we sell with a lifetime warranty. For more, simply go to johnsoncitytoyota.com.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
The first date. Only one chance to make that first impression. Don't worry, this might be new for you, but Ingalls has been there before. From flowers to the freshest ingredients, we have everything you need to put your best foot forward.
I'm so sorry.
Remember, you can't get to happily ever
So
after.
welcome you back in to start this second half. Anderson will have the ball to start the second half. The Pioneers lead 36-20. Any changes in the starting five? Bernard, Nottingham, Keel, Hester, and Edwards on the floor to start the second half. Nottingham inside outside to Keel, back to Nottingham. Bernard will try a three. This one is good. Sean Bernard, 33% from downtown. It's a big bucket to start the second half for Anderson. The comeback bid maybe be on. 20 seconds in, we'll find out. Tusculum will have the same starting five on the floor as well. Tariq Jenkins, Justin and Brandon Mitchell, Josh Scott, Trenton Gibson. The Pioneers turn around, go right to left. They go Joyce to Midge here in the second half of action from Pioneer Arena. Jenkins, they're not allowing him to penetrate. Josh Scott for a three. That one is off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Keel. Keel gives it up to Nottingham. Bernard on the right wing. Skip it over to Keel in the corner. Back out top of the key to Nottingham. Edwards in the paint around Mitchell. The floater's no good. Rebound taken away by Brandon Mitchell. Good look. 1 minute in. Tusculum by 13. Tariq Jenkins across the stripe, just 1 for 5 in the game. They have not really allowed him to penetrate. But they will here, and Jenkins is no good. And the rebound taken by Keel. Took a tough floater. Nottingham with it. The Pioneers have started 0 for 3 in the second half. Nottingham. Good work in the paint. Shoots over Scott. Knocks down a baseline, well, a fadeaway jumper in the paint. 36-25, Tusculum. Into the front court. This will be Trent Gibson. The Pioneers need a bucket this possession. And Bernard will come off a screen, knock the ball away from Tariq Jenkins. And out of play, and the Pioneers will inbound in front of press row. Got to find that energy once again. The Pioneers got off to a great start, but they have definitely been slowed. Left side, Justin Mitchell. He'll pull up for two, rim this one off, no good, and the rebound comes down to Bernard. Bernard into the front court. The Pioneers have started 0 for 4 in the second half. Jumper by Bernard makes it a 8-point game, and a timeout by the Pioneers as the Anderson Trojans on fire to start the second half. We'll step aside for 1 minute. 17:57 to play in the game. It's Tusculum 36, Anderson 28, as you listen to Pioneer basketball on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Tusculum University is Tennessee's first university. Established in 1794, Tusculum's beautiful campus is nestled in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Students from 31 states and 15 countries have found a home here. With nearly 60 areas of study, Tusculum can help you pioneer your path to success. Visit www.tusculum.edu or call 423-636-7300 to discover the Pioneer experience for yourself.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
It's fine. It'll be okay, okay? Nobody.
Since Tusculum took an 18-point lead, they've been outscored 10-0. They lead it by 8, 36-28 as we start the second half, being outscored 8-0 here in the start of the second half. And then a turnover. And Anderson basketball. So the Pioneers will give it up for the 9th time in the game. So a bit of a very slow start for this Pioneer basketball team. And a stoppage in play. And I'm not exactly sure what we're discussing. It'll be an inbound situation for Anderson. No foul there. Just out of bounds. Turnover. So Bernard across the stripe. Keel back to Bernard. Bernard has been red hot to start the second half. 6 points. Both from 3. Backdoor lob is off the backboard, and the carom will go right back to Anderson. Tusculum just couldn't get there. Bernard Edwards is rejected by Brandon Mitchell. Jeff Brookman can't believe it. I think the underpinning blocked the shot. Edwards was so wide open. Tariq Jenkins, can he get going here to start the efforts of the second half? Josh Scott a 3, short. Brandon Mitchell battles for the rebound. Had it, lost it, and it'll be a jump ball, and the arrow's going to favor the Pioneers. Hodnett, Dylan Smith will be back into the contest for the Pioneers. Need some offense, need to find something. Pioneers got off to the great start shooting the ball. They have definitely been quieted. 16:52 to play here in this contest. A 10-0 run right now for Anderson, and they trail by 8. So Trenton Gibson will back it out near the midcourt stripe to the right side. Nothing coming easy for this Pioneer team this year when you take a look at their margin of victory and the overall numbers that way. 1 to shoot for Gibson. Oh, that hit the rim. That's a tough call. .5 to play, but a slow start out of the gate for the Pioneers. They're down to 38% shooting for the game. Anderson's up to 31%. Keel. Steal by Tariq Jenkins. He'll drive it. He'll lose it on the way up and draw the foul. And Tariq Jenkins will go to the free throw line, but he'll have to earn it there on these new rims, a little stiffer rims. Sean Bernard has whistled for the foul. He's played every minute of this contest. He just doesn't come off the floor. 36 minutes leading the conference. But the steal by Tariq Jenkins trying to jumpstart his game here today. Just 2 points, 1 of 6 from the field. His free throw will rim in good. Second free throw for Tariq Jenkins. Long scoring drought ended for the Pioneers there. They lead by 10, 38-28. All game to play here in this second half. It's a 3-on-1 break. Keel will drive at Mitchell, missing it, and the rebound is tipped in by Burgett. Mitchell went for the block and really got a piece of it on Keel. And then the ball carried him to the opposite side, the weak side, where Burgett tipped it in. 38-30 after beating the Pioneer press. Hodnett, a deep 3. Bang! Caleb Hodnett from downtown. 41-30, and Tariq Jenkins will be whistled for his second personal foul, which is going to take us to a timeout on the floor. So we'll take the break and return to Pioneer Arena right after this. 15:49 to play in the game. Tusculum 41, Anderson 30. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneers Sports Network.
It's fine. It'll be okay, okay? Nobody cares about the flowers. Who needs flowers at a wedding?
At Ingalls, we know that the best of plans don't always go according to plan.
My best friend's getting married today and the florist never showed.
That's why we're always there when you need us.
What are their colors?
Purple and cream.
With smiling faces and helping hands.
No one cares. No one cares. You will look great. Flowers are not important. And where is Holly? Have you anyone seen Holly?
And although life will be predictably unpredictable,
Let's get you to that wedding.
a curveball is that much more satisfying
I got the flowers!
when you knock it out of the park.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome!
So when the plan goes out the window and improvisation becomes the order of the day, just remember, that's where the best of memories are made.
All right, they're ready for us.
True story. Ingalls. All the ingredients for family.
Out of the timeout, the Pioneers lead 41-30. Anderson with the basketball. Anderson outscoring Tusculum 10-5 this half. Tusculum 1 for 5 from the field. Anderson is 4 of 7 from the field. Sean Bernard driving on Mitchell, put it up and put it in. A nice finish by Sean Bernard makes it a 9-point game. 15.5 to play. It's Tariq Jenkins across the stripe for the Pioneers. 9 for Mitchell, 8 for Hodnett to lead the way for the Pioneers. 8 for Bernard now. Near turnover by the Pioneers, but Mitchell will save it. Here's Dylan Smith from the elbow. The jumper is good. Dylan Smith in stride. Smith off the bench for the Pioneers, down with 5. Nottingham, watched by Tariq Jenkins. Tried the blow by on the baseline, into the paint. Oh, he walked all the way through the paint. Here's a 3-ball by Hester, and that one's no good. Rebounded by Brandon Mitchell. Anderson back defensively. No break opportunity for the Pioneers. So into the front court, Tariq Jenkins surveying. And Coach Burton with a new play. Dylan Smith, Caleb Hodnett down the lane aggressively. Mitchell with the loose ball pickup and the finish after the foul. 2 fouls on the play. But the Pioneers finished through contact. I say fouls. I should just say they finished through contact. 45-32 Tusculum. Bernard, nice ball handling. Looks for the pick and roll with Nottingham. Nottingham behind the back, off the dribble, jumper is good. Wow, that's impressive. Quinn Nottingham, the junior from Champaign, Illinois. I wish I could say the college he came from. All the way to the rim, and no call. Missed shot, rebounded by Mitchell. They reset the 30-second clock. 3-ball by Hodnett is no good. Mitchell battles for the rebound, knocked away from him. Nottingham controls it. On the run into the front court, Nottingham says, get that stuff out of here. He sends that into the next week. Our next week game is Mars Hill. That ball may be showing up at Burt Stanford. Brandon Mitchell will exit, get a breather. 13:37 on the clock. Nottingham working against Cam King. Double team, throws into the paint. Ball knocked away and stolen by Tariq Jenkins, one of the top thieves in the South Atlantic Conference this year. Smith. Hodnett's on a mismatch. And then a whistle for a foul. Anderson recognized it. And the whistle for the foul will go against Mac Burgett. Burgett picking up his second, team's second. Hodnett picked up immediately that he had a mismatch, but Pioneers couldn't get him the ball. And then Burgett, when he realized the mismatch, went ahead and just kind of committed a foul. Jenkins, King from the foul line. They're going to say travel. So the Pioneers will turn it over. It'll be their 11th of the game. Pioneers outscored here in this second half, 14-9. They'll come with some pressure in the backcourt. Leads to a break And Alex Keel open for a three, which he knocked down. 3 ball by Alex Keel, beating the press that time. As Crosby James is checked into the game for Anderson, delivering that assist. So 45-37 Anderson. And the Pioneers just can't continue that separation. Jenkins missing in the paint. Hodnett with the catch, and he'll draw a foul. That ball just rimmed off for Tariq Jenkins, just couldn't finish it. And the whistle and the foul goes on Burgett, will be his third. And the third on the Trojans here this half. It'll send Caleb Hodnett to the free throw line. He's kind of struggled here at the stripe, just 61% this year. 6th rebounds a game for Hodnett, which is 17th in the league. His three-point accuracy, his first 8 games, 8 of 35. His last 5, 8 for 15. His last 4, 14 of 21 from the floor. Hodnett at the stripe, though, missing on the second, stepped into the lane early. So 46-37, the Pioneers by 9. Need a stop here on this possession. Anderson's feeling real good about what they're doing in this half. They are 7 of 12 shooting. Nottingham a 3. No. Long rebound at Tariq Jenkins for the Pioneers. Nottingham had a good look. King beats everybody down the floor. The layup is off the mark and no good, and the ball is out of bounds off the Pioneers. Got to finish at the rim. Pioneers needed that bucket after they got the stop. They just need to continue to score points. This is a dangerous Anderson team. Bernard across the stripe. They did not play well in the first half. They are playing to their potential here in the second half as Anderson. Then a whistle and a foul that will go against the Pioneers. Dylan Smith will be his first and the team's second of this second half. Keaston Brown will check in for the Pioneers. Give Jenkins a breather with 12:19 on the clock here in this second half of action. Again, Crosby James seeing his first action of the game for Anderson, the 6-foot freshman out of Columbia, South Carolina. Bernard out of Mobile, Alabama with it on the right side, a long way from home. Drive, and Smith will be whistled for his second foul. Number 2 on Dylan. 3 on the team. Non-shooting foul. On the inbound is Bernard. Nottingham on the baseline, watched by Trenton Gibson. Nottingham, and he draws the foul on Trenton, who was just kind of standing there, and 3 quick fouls on the Pioneers, and Gibson's going to pick up his second. Team foul number 4. It'll send Nottingham to the free throw line. Pioneers needed a stop there. Nottingham goes to the free throw line, doesn't miss. He does have a miss at the stripe in the game, but does not miss very often here. And he'll make this free throw. And Tariq Jenkins will come right back into the game. 12:08 to play. Chance to cut this lead down to 7, which as at one point was 18 in the first half. And Nottingham does just that. So 12 minutes to play when Jenkins brings it into the front court for the Pioneers. Anderson, man-to-man. Dylan Smith on the right side, top of the key. Smith, 10 seconds to shoot, watched by Crosby. Crosby James. 5 to shoot. Smith, a 3. No. Tip out, rebound to Nottingham. Keaston Brown knocks it away from Nottingham, and Anderson will inbound in the front court. Takes us to a timeout. Pioneers need a break. Struggling offensively mightily here in the second half, but they lead it. 11:36 to play. Tusculum 46, Anderson 39. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
46-39 Tusculum, but Anderson has the basketball and out shooting Tusculum 7 of 13 here in the second half to the Pioneers 3 of 13. Tusculum is 0 for their last 5 and 1 for their last 7. Nottingham with the tough fadeaway baseline jumper. Burgett with an offensive rebound. Kick out to Nottingham for 3 is good, and here come the Trojans. Second chance opportunity. Analytics will say the best time to take a 3 is after a offensive rebound. It's a 4-point Pioneer lead, which was once 18. It was once 36-18. Pioneers into the front court. In the paint, Cam King, layup is good. Had Crosby James the second on him, and they recognized it. So the Pioneers into a little bit of a drought there. No field goals in the last 3-10. And now the Pioneers by 6. Need a stop. Nottingham is warming up. He has 12. Top of the key, this is going to be Crosby James. James, bounce pass onto the baseline. Burgett double teams. And a whistle for a foul against Caleb Hodnett is going to be his 3rd and the team's 5th. Non-shooting foul. Giving the Trojans a chance at an inbound play. Pioneers have dropped to 39% shooting. But after that layup, that brought them up from about 37%. Burgett with the catch a long way from the rim. Bernard driving right to the rim and in. Nobody stopped the driver, and it's back to 4. No stop there for the Pioneers, so they need a bucket this possession. Tariq Jenkins across the stripe. Anderson's defensive intensity is picked up. Keaston Brown with it, watched by Nottingham. Hodnett into the paint to King, missed the dunk. 48-44, the dunk came out. Bernard right to the rim, it drives right around King, put it up and in. Down to 2. King didn't even realize that, I guess Bernard was coming into the paint. I guess he was still messed up that he had messed up that dunk. Hodnett with the tough take. It won't go. Hodnett battles, gets it back, and puts it in. Now the Pioneers need a stop as Anderson is just on fire, hitting 3 of their last 3 shots. They are 10 of 17 shooting this half. They have cut the deficit to 4. Crosby. James, no. Rebounded by Caleb Hodnett for the Pioneers. Across the stripe, Tariq Jenkins. Jenkins bouncing it. Keaston Brown. Bernard with the near steal. Brown at the line for 2. Nottingham whistled for the foul, which is going to be his 2nd. And the team's 4th. So Keaston Brown will go to the free throw line for the Pioneers. A 1,093 points in his high school career at Henry Clay High School. Lettered in basketball, and I love this. Bass fishing. Yeah, they have that as a club sport here at Tusculum. Brandon Mitchell and Josh Scott will check back into the game for the Pioneers. See Josh Scott score a couple big buckets. Need him to score. Keysby, short. Brandon Mitchell grabs the rebound for the Pioneers. In the paint, jumper is good. It's a 3-point possession. Bernard quickly to the front court for Anderson. Riding the momentum, lost the basketball. He got it right back. He's so quick, so fast. Crosby James is going to throw it into the backcourt nearly, and then Nottingham does get into the backcourt as Tusculum ramps up their intensity. 53-46, Tusculum now need a score. Other scores in the league, they're at the half. Queens leads Wise 46-25. LMU leads Newberry 47-29. And LR leads Coker 41-25. Newman leads Catawba 20-19. And Wingate leads Mars Hill 52-50. Offensive foul. Little out of control. Tariq Jenkins picks up, I guess, his 2nd, but I've got him for 3. That'll be number 2 on Tariq. Bernard into the front court. Pioneers could not get points on that possession. Anderson's had a good plan against Tariq Jenkins today. Crosby James gives it up. Keel down the lane. Burgett on the baseline. Back out James. Lost it going up. Missed the shot. Rebounded by Mitchell, who's going to be fouled by Burgett. Burgett can't believe it, which I think is his fourth. And the fifth on Anderson. So Edwards is back into the game for the Trojans. (53-46), Tusculum with the advantage. 8:15 left in the game. Jenkins across the stripe. Mitchell from 16 feet is good. Brandon Mitchell showing the range. 55-46. Tusculum needs another stop. Nottingham lost it, got it back. Lost it again, kept it alive. James to Bernard. It's been a good lineup. The three guards for Anderson. James, a three, short. Rebounded by Hodnett into the hands of Jenkins. And I think Jenkins going to have it go off his foot. It's Anderson basketball. That's going to take us to a timeout on the floor. So we'll take the break. 7:37 to play. The Pioneers lead it. Tusculum 55, Anderson 46. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneers Sports Network.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
So much of life these days is rushing around from one place to another. Sometimes you just want to enjoy the journey on the way to the destination. And part of what makes it a little more enjoyable is an appreciation for the folks who help you get there. At Ingalls, we know that the people who send you on your way are the same ones who keep you coming back.
I think you should take it for a spin. Are you serious?
Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
Right, 55-46, Tusculum leading Anderson. Pioneers on a 7-0 run over the last 2 minutes, and during that time, Anderson has not scored, obviously, but they haven't scored in the last 2.5 minutes. Tusculum's hit 3 of their last 3 shots as well. They've warmed up 20 of 49, shooting 41%. Anderson 10 for 20 here in the second half. Keel on the drive right to the rim, missed the layup, but he's fouled. And a nice seal by Edwards, keeping Brandon Mitchell away from the rim. And a whistle for a foul that's going to go against the Pioneers. Keyston Brown, number 2 on him. And the team's 7th. And Keel will go to the free throw line, 55% this year. Other scores in the league, Catawba has taken the lead on Carson Newman, 35-29. They're still yet to the half. They're into the second half. LR leading Coker, 56-35. LMU leads Newberry 56-38. Queens leads Wise 50-29, and they're at the half. Wingate leads Mars Hill 52-50. Keel missed them both. Rebounded by Hodnett, so the Pioneers get a stop. 55-46. Trenton Gibson on the floor with Josh Scott, Keyston Brown, Brandon Mitchell, and Caleb Hodnett for the Pioneers. Need to score here. Keep this momentum going. Scott, Hodnett, Brown on the baseline. Baseline fader away is no good. Leads to a James breakout. Hodnett to beat, and he beats everybody and scores it. 55-48. Trenton Gibson across the stripe. Can't let James get behind the defense like that. Ending a long drought for Anderson. Left side front court, Keyston Brown. Trenton Gibson and throws it away. Throws it right to Edwards. Pioneers turn it over. Keel on the left wing. Nottingham, triple team. Somebody's open. Bernard gives it up to Edwards. Reverse is no good. Rebounded by the Pioneers, Brandon Mitchell. Pioneers avoid disaster there, 55-48. Pioneers lead, 6:15 to play. Into the front court, this will be Trenton Gibson. Cannot have bad turnovers. Tusculum with 15 turnovers in the game. Brown underneath to Mitchell, missing, but he's fouled. And Brandon Mitchell will earn a trip to the free throw line. Now the ref isn't sure who he got. So the foul goes on James. Number 1 on him. Team foul number 6. Mitchell at the stripe. Is good on his first. 16 for Brandon Mitchell. Career best game is 20 last year against Lenore Ryan. He had a 19-point game against Lees McRae this year. 11 for Hodnett. Bernard and Nottingham each with 12. They're going to change that foul. Last foul went against Alex Keel, his first. Number 2 on him, sorry. Second by Mitchell. No good. Rebounded by Hodnett. You can't have a jump ball when a guy has the basketball and somebody is reaching in. He established possession first. He established possession first. It wasn't simultaneous possession. Hodnett grabbed the rebound, and then they reached in. That's an invasion of privacy. You can't do that. And that's a foul. Either way, it's 56-48. Anderson basketball hot here in the second half. Nottingham has been hot. Backdoor look to Keel. Berget a 3. It's good. Good ball movement. Taking advantage of the difficult tie-up and the possession arrow. And it's back to 5. 56-51. 2-3 zone shown by Anderson, but they extend that. Josh Scott, Pioneers don't need to be in a hurry, but they need to score this possession. Gibson a 3 is airmailed. Trenton still figuring out his game a little bit this year. Big possession here, need to stop. Lob it into the corner. Oh, it's a 3. Carver overshoots it. And the rebound tipped out by Bernard, and the Pioneers are going to have possession. Carver was wide open. They forgot all about him. He's 42% from 3. Pioneers force a little tempo, bring it into the front court. Under 5 to play. It's winning time, and the Pioneers lead it by 5. No field goals in the last 3 minutes for the Pioneers. Scott, 3. No. Rebounded by Berget. Hodnett couldn't get that one to fall. Nottingham quickly into the front court. Gibson, or I should say Jenkins, stays right with him. Nottingham is going to travel. Nice job by Jenkins to stay in front of Nottingham. And the Pioneers forced a turnover, luckily, and get the ball back. Anderson, 12 of 24 this half. They've hit 5 of 9 3-pointers. They are 6 of 14 for the game from 3. 5 of them here in this second half, obviously. Pioneers down to 38% shooting. Gibson pull up in the paint. Rims off no good, and the rebound comes out to Bernard. Bernard gets around Gibson. Takes it into the front court on the dribble. Now Bernard into the paint. And a whistle on Tariq Jenkins will be his 3rd, and it's a 1-and-1 for Sean Bernard. 66% on the year. So Bernard will go to the stripe. 66% on the year. 29-point game against Carson Newman last year's best, making the first. And with 4:03 left, Chance for this to be a 3-point game, but it's still 4 as Bernard missing the second. So right at 4 to play, a 4-point Pioneer lead. So need a bucket this possession. Nothing is ever easy for the Pioneers. A really good first half. They're usually a second half team. They have not been the second half team here. Scott for 3. Bang! Big bucket. Needed that one from Josh Scott. 59-52. Need to stop. Keel. Nottingham. Keel. Bounce it to Bernard from the foul line. So quick. Bernard driving on Hodnett, who says, get that stuff out of here. That'll take us to a timeout on the floor. With 3:20 to play, the Pioneers clinging to a lead. It's Tusculum 59, it's Mars Hill 52. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneers Sports Network.
My name is Trent Gibson. I play basketball here and I'm a sophomore. I chose Tusculum because of the family atmosphere that's given. As soon as I walked on campus, I was embraced. And also just because of the academics. I feel like I'm pushed every day to be my best.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Well, the Pioneers lead the game 59-52, but they're just 8 of 24 here in the second half, while Anderson is 12 of 25 in the second half. Tusculum 39%, Anderson 37% from the field. Anderson on the inbound, baseline front court. Nottingham driving it. Tough leaner in the paint is no good. Rebounded by Trenton Gibson, who's going to be fouled by Sean Bernard. Going to pick up his second and the team's 7th. So the Pioneers, I don't know if I should disclose this, but they have really struggled closing out games at the free throw line. I'm not saying that they'll have the chance to close this game out there, but it will go a long way if you make them. It'll be Trenton Gibson going to the stripe, coming off the Freshman of the Year award last year. Triple-double to open up the season. And he starts this possession, or this free throw, and he'll get the bonus. So a lot of up for Trenton Gibson, but he's been limited here. 8 points. He's 1 of 6 from the field. And he stays perfect at the free throw line. 6 for 6. And then he's going to steal the inbound play. Jenkins will finish it. A gift as Nottingham lost it. Pioneers by 11. 3 to play. A 4-point possession for the Pioneers. Bernard's pass is stolen by Gibson. He's made 2 steals in the last 2 possessions. Gibson into the front court. Bernard wants to get it back. Tariq Gibson will slow it down. And the Pioneers will take their time here in the half court. Leading by 11. Gibson, top of the key to Jenkins. Down the lane at the rim and in. Tariq Jenkins with the finish. Nottingham into the front court. The Pioneers have opened it up to 13. Nottingham trying to hand it off inside. Finds its way outside to Bernard for 3. It rims twice, no good. Rebounded by Brandon Mitchell into the hands of Trenton Gibson. Pioneers have come out of the break. 6 unanswered, 2 free throws, a steal and a bucket. And then a Tariq Jenkins drive to the rim after another steal. Gibson in the paint, looks backdoor for Scott and throws it away. Anderson with the basketball. We go under 2 minutes to play and have turnovers like that. The 16th of the game for the Pioneers. Carver in the paint. Jumper is good. Timeout by Jeff Brookman. They just got to play hot potato in the paint. Very, very interesting there. Basketball alumni, please don't forget, February 8th, Tusculum is hosting Queens. It's also our alumni basketball weekend. We encourage you to come back and visit Tusculum University. I think you'll like a lot of the stuff that's going on. So make sure you register through TusculumPioneers.com to get registered for the alumni weekend on February 8th. Pioneers open up a 3-game road swing next week, starting Wednesday at Mars Hill. Then we'll travel Saturday to Coker and then end the 3-game road swing in Jefferson City, the Battle of US 11E at Holt Fieldhouse against Carson Newman. 3-game road swing, all of it right here on the Pioneer Sports Network radio side, which is the new Jewel FM 95.5 FM and AM 1450, streaming online through jewel955.com. 65-54, Tusculum out of the Anderson timeout. Gibson will lob it into the front court. They had Hodnett on a backdoor jam, but they decided to go back out to the top of the key. Anderson, frenetic all over the front court. Now Gibson with it, watched by Nottingham. Reaching once and twice, bodying up Trenton Gibson, who handles the pressure for the moment. Lobbing it into the paint to Mitchell with 4 to shoot. Turns, shoots, scores, maybe the exclamation point. It has been a Brandon Mitchell game, 18 for him. 67-54 Pioneers. Sean Bernard, Keel, Nottingham on the left side. Little jumper in the paint is no good. The rebound taken by Brandon Mitchell, who's just been a beast. 1 minute to play, holding Nottingham in check. 10 points below his season average here tonight. Smith into the front court for the Pioneers. Been a long time since Tusculum has knocked off Anderson. And 2 tough sweeps last year. It has been since December 18th. 3 ball by Dylan Smith. That is definitely the exclamation point. 70-54 the Pioneers. 30 seconds to play in the game. For Keel, takes a tough 2. In and out, no good. Rebounded by Hodnett. The difference of 1 second. Game clock and shot clock. Gibson will take it across the stripe. Gibson backs it out to Dylan Smith. A big win for the Pioneers, who will now have won 4 consecutive, get their 10th win of the year through the first 14 games of the season. And the Pioneers are going to take a shot clock violation. And Anderson, all they'll have to do is inbound it to end the basketball game. Just a shot clock violation here, and the Pioneers are going to do it. Anderson was game here in the second half. Give them a lot of credit for coming in and fighting to the very end, but Tusculum hit shots here in the second half, down in the second half of the second half to get the victory, to knock off Jeff Brookman and the Anderson Trojans, their first loss in their last 3. They had been red hot coming into Pioneer Arena here today as well. As Jeff Brookman and his Anderson squad, boy, they were fired up when they got the sweep against Tusculum last year, and they finished that 10-0 run to finish off the game to get a 2-point win against Tusculum here at home last year. They were really riding a high, and they took that well into the second half and really into the postseason. Anderson closes the game, hitting just 1 of their last 7. Tusculum ends on a 14-2 run, very reminiscent, except they were on the other side of that last year, to Anderson. Your final score here from Tusculum. The Pioneers 70, the Trojans 54. Our Pioneer postgame begins with Pioneer coach J.T. Burton when we return right after this. Again, your final score, Tusculum 70, Anderson 54. You've been listening and watching Pioneer basketball here on the Pioneer Sports Network.